this is what I'm testing. I apologize for my video being the way it is, but they have blocked every attempt that I have tried to edit this, go back into it. I had to cut clips, and I have to do it this way as a screen record, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, I don't know if everybody in Anchorage sees what's happening, but there doesn't seem to be anything about it online. I'm just trying to show you here. My phone is completely messed with. It says last line no longer available when I go to use it. I don't have 2 lines. When I was trying to do the slideshow, it said something went wrong. Wouldn't even let me go back into it. So this is what I'm up against. Don't you notice all these poles going up? These poles are tall too. Taller than buildings, taller than trees. Tall ass poles. And with all kinds of weird things on them. All these extra electrical things. This is not anywhere where it has ever been before. This is over by Tattoo Parlor on Benson. And look at all these odd-shaped, there's a lot of these candy cane chimneys going up on buildings. I'm going to show you how this is relevant. I'm going to start with me and just a short clip of me, because what I am infected with is what they're shooting all over our town. You can see how tall those phone poles are there. So I have Morgellons disease, and Morgellons disease is man-made, and it is caused by nanotechnology, nanobots, smart dust. They are spreading it around our entire town. I will show you it being shot at me while I drive around town. I will show how it is creating our weather to change, and I will show how it is making holograms for us to see. This is what came out of my skin here. It glows and it's hexagon shaped, and then it turns an angry red. This is really scary what they're doing to our city. People ask me, why you? Why me? I don't know. One of the reasons I know is because our city is a test city, and I was one of the people picked to be a targeted individual. But it is scary. When you're controlled by this, it controls your mind, it controls your body, it makes my heart hurt. This is some of the, so this I'm trying to show. This is that nano stuff flying around. You can see it on the video. So these things are, nano-sized, so they're super tiny, so you can't see them with the naked eyes, except with videos I've found. But anyway, it's collecting the dust particles. It's interesting, I thought. Oops, see, this is going to be frustrating, I'm sorry. But anyway, so let me get back to that spot. And the relevance of this is that I've seen these around town too in my recordings. So I was trying to shorten the video some. I'm pretty locked out of doing much on my phone, so it's really difficult. I apologize for this video being, this part of it being longer and being choppy like this, but bear with me here. Okay, now over to the next part. Oh, I was just throwing a 6-second clip of a hair, and that's what else happens. You have live hairs on you that take over your body. So this, they cut short too, because it was a really good clip of the things that are being shot at my house. And you can see that one. But they cut it short, so it's really kind of lame, because it's frustrating. You can see just that one there. So like I said, frustrating as heck for me. There sure you can see a couple in this clip coming. They shoot this stuff at my house all night long. I have a lot better videos, so I'm really frustrated that this is what you can see, but anyway. Okay, on to the next part. Okay, so this is me driving around town. This is them shooting stuff at me driving around town. So you can see I hit the windshield there, so I'm going to go back in slow-mo here, right here. And then I'm going to zoom in because it's coming from there. You see I hit the windshield. And see, look at the top of that pole thing there. You can see those. And you can see them go back into it when I reverse. Oh. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. You can see those things hit the windshield. That's that smart dust. That's the nano that keeps me infected. Okay, this one here, they're being shot at from those poles there. So let me get back to the regular size here. And you can see him getting shot from those poles. Okay. And we'll go on to the next one. This one is driving at night. You'll see the smart dust hit the windshield here. It comes flying towards me, and then it will hit my windshield. And I'm just trying to show how it's all over town. And this stuff is like ruining my life. And it is meant to infect all of us, and it is terrible that they're doing this to our city. We need to wake up. This is crazy stuff. Okay, so here in this one here, you'll see right here. There you see that stuff hit the windshield. It's there. It comes from that something on that house right there. Okay. And this one here is downtown. I'm turning onto 5th. And you can see it all floating around in the air. Now look closer. I'm going to zoom in here. Now here we go. We'll go back. Okay, it's all floating around in the air. See the gentleman. And he puts his hand in his pocket. And then it starts at my windshield. Okay. This one here is a guy on the bicycle. I don't know if you watch close. I'll see I zoomed in for the other one. Dang it. Go back. See those? White dots. And they're bouncing. And they land on my windshield. Okay. This clip is coming out too zoomed in. It won't let me zoom back out either. So, okay. So that was my. And I was going to say, you're asking who's doing this. Well, that's my neighbor across the street. If you look closely, license plate says NSA1. I apologize. So who is doing this? This is the shadow government, or the deep state. They are unscrupulous. They get billions and billions, hundreds of billions in funding to do studies like this in real-world applications. Anchorage is a test city. That's why they're putting up stuff everywhere. This guy was driving by my cameras, flashed something at my cameras to made him stop recording. I was trying to catch him doing stuff to my house, but you know, they won't let you because they stop your cameras. And this next guy, he is at the post office. He pulled up after me, in front of me, and he leaves his vehicle running because they have the Nano stuff that comes out of their vehicles too. Two more of them pull up. I went and pulled out my camera. He was getting out of his vehicle, but he got right back in. And wouldn't get out. But usually if you pull out a camera, they will not look at you or turn their head. That guy was at water and wastewater. He was setting up some funky stuff. They are all over town. I see them all the time because they're always following me, but we don't want them here. Get them out. If you know somebody who has a weird skin infection or something, though, and they're being followed, this is probably why. They shoot it from bicycles. Sometimes they'll stand there, and those ladies were standing there. They'll project an orb out, and let's see. You can see the orb over there a little bit. There they are. There's the orbs. See, and then those orbs will shoot more nano. We need to call Congress and stand together. We don't want them here. We want them to go. They need to go. So you can see all the poles all over town. I mean, they're growing up everywhere. Some of them are square. That's a neighborhood downtown. We've got all these cell towers, these lights, and look how tall all of these poles are. They are taller than some of the buildings when you start to see they're as tall as the clouds. Look at these. It's ridiculous. And then they have double poles on them. They have weird wires and weird attachments to them. They are taller than the mountain scene behind it. These are tall poles, and they have all this attachments that are designed to shoot out nano stuff and work together to change our weather, to create mirages that we see. What I want you to start paying attention to is where the spots are on the poles, where you would see the spots where it can emit stuff. You'll start to notice that that's where you'll see the fog. If you go around and record yourself around Anchorage, that's what you'll see too. Oh, look at all these poles, though. I mean, it's just crazy. We just got done with our economic, depression that hit us 5 years later. Like we would be able to afford to put up all these poles and do all these new roofs and all this new stuff around our town. Look at some of these stuff that on these. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, or is everybody else just asleep? Because look at this. Does that look right? Look at all this stuff. It's crazy. And it's crazy to me that there's nothing online about it. Nobody's mentioned it. Nobody's talking about it. Look, it's weird. Is that, what the heck? Why? But, I've watched weather around me change. And I've watched it come from the houses directly. Look at this wiring and stuff on these. And look at what is that? What does it do? Does anyone care? It's just scary stuff. Now, I got the COVID injection coming out, and it's got nano stuff in it. And look what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to make us, our cells merge with this nano stuff, because that's what it does. It's merging with my cells. It's so hard for me to try and get rid of this. I don't know if I ever will. They say you're targeted for life. I don't know. I hate my life right now, I'll tell you that. It's ruined my life. Okay, so see, you can see how it can come out the light thing. It has spots, it can shoot it from all the different things there. I mean, look at this contraptions. Doesn't this seem odd to anybody? And we're just letting this go up all over our town. Nobody cares that they're infecting us with nano. Nobody cares. I don't understand. And see the clouds here? You can see where the, see how it's, the fog is where it's shooting it from the top of the thing. And they're directly above the pole. You can see where each one sticks out. That's where more of the fog, it's a little thicker, you know, because it's dissipating from that spot on the pole. Right here, you can see the clouds around that center part. Where the pole is just at, that's where it's blue. You see the spots of the blue sky? See all that? Start paying attention. You'll see what I'm. So this is what I'm showing you around town, the poles. Okay, so as you start to zoom in on the pole, and you zoom in closer, nanobots actually make up some of the material of these things, and they come out of the pores of things. I've learned that with my own disease. There's another one of those that shoots it out. They're on top of that brown jug, that machine they're coming out of. They're coming out of everywhere. This is the shadow agencies that do this, and they are they get billions and billions of dollars in funding every year. It's our tax dollars that are paying to infect us like this. They're on the top of that roof, blowing it out. But they are totally infecting our city everywhere, and it's. So this shoots it out. These things, you can see all the different holes around them. These boxes are all over town with that pole on top that shot was shooting things at me. This is just a crosswalk thing. It has the spots to shoot them out on the top and bottom. And this is the new lights. I don't know if you've noticed there's new lights all over. This one also has the ability to shoot them out. And I'm showing here, as you see the fog created by the houses. All the houses, if you start noticing, have new chimneys that are not real chimneys. Some of them are candy cane shaped, some of them are, and they all emit a fog that creates these mirages we're seeing. I don't know if you noticed the mountains are different, but that one there had a, on the side of it, whoops, right here, you can see that one, this one here on the side of it right there. You can see that, where it can shoot stuff out at. Everything's designed to infect us. Right here, you can see it coming towards me from the light post. Right there, you can see that one coming from the light post. I mean, we don't need all these wires. We have, all our cables are buried in Anchorage. That one is, boy, they've messed with my stuff. This is really sad. They're just coming from the wires. I don't even, look at that. Okay, I'm just trying to show here the nano coming from. You can see there's how you can envision how that was hollow on top, and you can see kind of the nano coming from that. It's real blurry. You can see on the side here being shot out too. These nano stuff. They're really screwing with my video though, so I'm really upset. But I'm trying to get this out, and I'm not going to have any other chance. What I'm trying to show here is the mirages, how it creates the mirages, the light poles. Actually, if you see where the light poles are, you'll see that that's where the more dense fog is that's creating these, that's emitting the nanobots that it's using to create this scene we're seeing. Because the mountains are definitely different, and they actually shrink as you drive towards them and past each neighborhood. Okay, so this is down by the electric company here. You can see on that one the nanobots that were being shot out at me that hit the windshield. Okay, and then that's emitting a fog there too. And those ones from the top and bottom are on poles, and they emit the fog. And the flagpoles too. They're all over town. You'll notice they all have a ball on the top, and they emit a fog. We actually used flagpoles to attack another country with poisonous type. Okay. So you can see on some of these, like, look at these clouds. The clouds are all low. They all come from the buildings up. I mean, this is being emitted by all of this stuff over there. I mean, it was crazy cloud coverage that day too. It was like all on the ground. I mean, these are tall poles that are weird, don't make any sense. Has anybody looked at these? Anybody but me? Does anybody think this is odd? Maybe because I'm infected and I know how dangerous this stuff is. Because this is going to infect your kids. This is going to infect animals. This infects plants. This infects the environment. This infects everything. And it's being shot all over our city. Everywhere. And they don't care. I mean, they walk around. I've begged and pleaded with them to stop targeting me, to let me be a healthy mom. They don't care. They are unscrupulous. See, look at this. I mean, it's got loose wires there. It's got, but you can see the spots on top where it can shoot stuff out. Crazy stuff, I'm telling you. Wait until I get to the houses. And you'll really start to see on that one shooting. I showed that one before. That's just basic one. And that one. I mean, come on. I don't understand why nobody's saying anything. And I don't understand how they got the okay to do this to our city. And this is the dark agencies. This is like illegal studies that they're doing. This is not copaesthetic stuff. Look at the weird stuff they're putting on this. This is not an approved study by any means, especially when you look at me and what they're doing to me, which they definitely are. Look at these different color hoses that go to this thing. Look at that. I mean, come on, people. You guys gotta wake up. I'm really scared for our city, especially knowing what. See, there's spots that you can shoot it out at on the wires. I'm really scared for our city. I don't understand why nobody's seeing this stuff and saying anything and doing anything. Everybody, see, look, even on that, you can even see on that one, right there, the ends, stuff can come out of them, and then like the little nozzle things that point downward, they're pointing the direction that they want the fog to go. There, that one. Letter that was written from one of the people that stayed at my bed and breakfast that it states that on or about 6/12/2020, I was placed in the home of the subject, or test subject number 38, who resides at 403 Cherry Street, Anchorage, Alaska. The orders given were as follows: install and replace the RFID devices throughout the property and home of number 38. I located and replaced RFID devices in the mirrors, power outlets, light fixtures, and 2 vehicles. After 1.5 weeks, the operation stopped because of my drug use, and I was removed from the residence. However, I was able to successfully install a remote transmitter into the subject surveillance system, allowing multiple agencies to have on-the-go access to number 38 surveillance system. I have since been terminated by the CDC and all subsidiaries from all future operations. And then he has a number at the bottom, like it says DMFG, and then his number. I don't know. These are not normal looking poles. These are not normal looking cell towers. These are not normal looking anythings. If you actually would zoom in and look at this stuff, it's crazy what's on it. It's all made to perform mind control, to be able to do holograms in the sky, to be able to change weather. These are the types of things that are used for all of those things. And they're putting them all over our city. They're clear cutting trees. I watched them digging ditches and putting stuff underground. I don't know what its purpose is with it all, but they are doing some crazy stuff. Okay, so we got to there. You can see all of them now. They're loaded with crazy stuff. They're, really, really crazy. And then antennas. These are antennas on houses. These are like super tall. They have some weird stuff on them too, if you look close. And they're strategically placed in the neighborhood. It's specifically on specific houses. It's very interesting the way they set up the neighborhoods. That was on a house. Oh, I got another cell tower in there. A couple of them. Look at this. You really got to look at what they're putting up in our city. They are. And I'll show you more of those. I have the houses coming up because that's just crazy when you get to the houses. But all these are just full of crazy stuff. Like I said, I took these driving around while being targeted. So you got to understand that this is the best I could get. And I've been trying to post this for a while and they keep blocking me. And I'm sorry I just need to get this out because we need to stop it. It's going to be too late soon. The whole city's almost covered with this stuff. And I don't understand. Nobody sees a thing. But start paying attention. See here, the light post. It is part of what we're seeing here. The clouds and the scene. It's the shading and you'll see it more with the mountains views. See the flagpoles. Like I said, the flagpoles. You'll notice a lot more flagpoles. They're pretty tall. They're in a lot of neighborhoods now. more than before. The flags actually dissipate things from the flags, though, because Nano, they can infect anything with it. But you can see the fog around a lot of the flags. They're all over, though, and they all have those gold balls on top. Okay, now there's a lot of these arrows. You're going to see arrows. These weird tripod-shaped antennas on houses, and then, oh, this isn't the one with the arrow in it, but arrows. There's a lot to do with arrows on houses. I'm really sick of this. Okay, light poles and antennas on houses. Look, this is on a house. That's an antenna on a house. That's on a house. That's attached to that house right there. That's an antenna on a house. That, you can see the chimney has the wire going down it. They're messing with my videos. There's more zoomed in than they should be, so bear with me. But all these weird chimneys, there's an antenna. That one should have been closer. Should have better. I'm just trying to show all the weird chimneys. They are everywhere. They are. It's not that I just started to notice. I don't. Good. Same thing here. Cloud coverage up here, and then that building behind it. Different kind of chimney stuff. This one, look at all the curved chimneys on top of there. And the big curved one there. Oops, right there. Car wash, Mount View. It's a hospital. It's getting a new roof. They've been doing it forever. And even the crane, you can see where it's blowing the smoke. Where every place where there's, that's where the fog is a little bit more, like on the edges. When I zoom back out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Right. Blue lights have a lot to do with it. You'll notice blue lights all around town, in houses, and each neighborhood has one. The blue lights have something to do with them. It's very strange. See? And the lights all have a different glow about them now. Around town. Weird stuff. And all those chimneys on that one there. And look at some of these poles. The wires go into some of the homes, and some of the homes are wired together. I mean, look at the strange stuff on top of some of these. Same type of thing that was on those red towers. Fake chimneys. Stuff that can shoot stuff out. Really crazy. Look at it. Oh, some of the houses have a ton of them on it, too. They're testing something out on us, that's for sure. of the building. Those poles are just so tall. Odd stuff. Oops. You can see how the fog is coming from the cars, dissipating up, and that's the darker part of the garage we're seeing. And then up here where it's lighter on the mountain scene, there. Oh, there's one of the ones who targets me. Here you can see the smoke is the path on the mountain that goes up. One kind of thing here. You can see it's the shading on the mountain. And then here, different mountain scene. It's all from the smoke. Same thing here. See the shading on the mountain from that. And then this one, it's a shading below it. Smoke. Are those making clouds? One of those weird chimney ones. Look at this building. Look at that. Crazy, huh? But look at the scene above it. So, I don't know. Who knows how you make a hologram? Another one. This one has some weird, different kind of stuff on it. That one makes more of a fog. Look at that. You can see. Look at that. It goes right directly to the scene. Crazy, huh? Look over here. This one, like more of a shade. I don't know. And right there. See, there's the. It's just nuts. There's another weird one. That's that path closer up. Again, you can see the detail from the taller pipes. It's created on the mountain. That's where the detail is. You can see here, coming from behind the building, coming from that pipe on the building, coming from the light post. This weather is created here. Smoke coming from both chimneys. You have that odd PVC chimney. Those are both coming out of the chimney too. Kind of strange. Here you can see. If it'll let me zoom in, there we go. Back here, coming out of the smokestack on the houses. And the light pole has something to do with it. All these wires too. That thing has stuff to spray a mist down for the misting part of it. Oh, this I was trying to show up as some of the stuff that they're using and putting up around town. That was behind there. All that, see, that one has holes on it. It's just interesting stuff that they have, that they use. You can see they all have stuff to shoot things out at. Look, even a dumpster with stuff on it. I just noticed that. This here, you can see it's a blurry one, but you can still see that it's coming from the stacks. Here, you can see the smoke coming from the buildings, and it's coming from the PVC pipes. Which area? That's where the clouds are coming from. you can see spots too. Or this one coming from the top of the building here. See the smoke on the top of the building. You can also see the green light. The lights, these lights have something to do with them, for sure. This one, that was the top of the building up there. It's got all this stuff up there now, contributing to the weather up high there. You know, some of the poles are even taller than those tall buildings. This here, same thing. It's got the sign, has something to do with it. And look at the candy cane shape stove pipes. You'll see those on a lot of buildings around town. Pay attention. Here, it's coming out of there. This one here, you can see the towers contributing to it. It has this tower on top of a house, and then behind the house is that one contributing to it. You can also see where the detail is on the mountains. It has to do with the mirages we're seeing too. I mean, you can see where the white is where that stack is. Detail on the hills, like above it, where the smoke's going up. Oops. Look, you can even see nano shapes in the background of the mountain if you zoom in real close. See that? Right in the center there, right there. Look around on it. The circle shapes. Okay, coming from the building here, coming from the smokestacks, and then going off into the wind. And there's some of the stacks you can't see back there, obviously, the angle of the shot. But it's coming from down to up. This one here, look at all those weird PVC pipes on the house. This one here, showing how the pipes here are creating the mirage. See the smoke that goes off? Well, not mirage, hologram, I should say. Smoke goes off to the side, and that's how the mountain, you can see it, where it's shaded and foggy is where it's dissipating up over this way. See the details down lower where you have the building there with different things on it to add the detail. Depending on where you're standing, it's going to look different. See how that light projects. It's really interesting if you start paying attention. Here, you can see the light pole contributing to the fog in the air. It has that thing on top of it. And where the light poles are is where the fog's coming out here, contributing something to what we're seeing. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that it is so, and it is possible too. And then there's that blue light again. That blue light has a lot to do with it. It emits some of them or attracts them to it. Here, you can see the white spots on the mountain. There where that pipe is. There where those ones are emitting the smoke. See how it dissipates off. And there again, you can see nanobots in it. If you zoom in. Actually, light post too. Right there. Look at that. Start taking pictures and zoom in or see for yourself. Look at that coming from the behind ProLib shop.